Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. John myself, Fox here on the show tonight. It's my big mucker Southside and the legend that is the Bridgeman. Evening, boys.
Evening, Ox. Good to be on the night with Bridgeman, the Monday. And good evening to everyone listening in this evening and the boys on YouTube and Facebook channels.
Evening, Bridge.
Good evening, Ox, Chair. And good evening to yourself and the techie boys in the background. And, of course, Southside, good evening to him. He looks after me. Hopefully does it tonight again. So keep us going. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world, fabulous victory yesterday, fabulous victory. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yes, it was quite an entertaining match, Southside. There was quite a lot happened in it and a lot of drama. And obviously, they played with the two up front, which made it different for some of the other contests we've watched at time. And do you think that we changed our shape to a more traditional 4-4-2, mate?
Aye, possibly. Ignaman sort of floated where his Dessers normally stays right through the middle, didn't he? But he played sort of further up alongside him and just off him at times. I thought they were predictable, to be honest. Ox, long throw-ins, set pieces, high balls, you know.
Play to their strengths, mate. Play to their strengths, yeah.
I know, but it's no great football, is it, if that's what you're up against?
But if you'd a Laurie Delap in your team and you'd Mark Haitley and Derek Johnson in the middle, you'd quite gladly throw it into the box, wouldn't you?
Aye, but I think as the game goes on, if you're playing football against them and eventually you get to play your football, then it takes that element away, doesn't it, to a point?
Aye, they get knackered. But by the way, Bridgeman, the tone was set in the first minute when Hadji get took out, mate. It's a yellow card all day long, mate, yeah?
100%. And a couple of serious, poor challenges no long after that as well. One on him and one on the other. That's the way the teams play against us. I'm sorry to say it. There's no take no prisoners. They take no prisoners. Instead of us taking no prisoners, it's them that's taking no prisoners. And it's happening on a weekly basis sometimes, you know. But Hadji, well taken out. And the referee, well, I'm not going to say any words about the referee, hopefully, tonight. Just leave it at that.
I doubt that very much, Bridge, but we'll get to him.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that in the game, Southside. It's a yellow card. And listen, I get back in the day, I mean, Bridgeman was allowed 4 or 5 before the referee spoke to him, but the game's changed.
Aye, it was a poor challenge right on the byline. And I thought, I know it's early in the game, but you can, if it's as bad as it looked at the time, because he was sitting there for quite a wee bit of time, and that was the start of it, wasn't it? That was he got away with it, and then Nick Walsh decided just to let the rest of them have a free go for a while, didn't he?
Aye, and particularly Diamonde was getting, they were, I don't know, targeting's maybe a bit strong, but he was involved, breaking away. They were just stopping them, taking them down, and there was a few other ones where they just stopped to play, and it was you could see they didn't want us to get to the defence, particularly over break. And I'm not saying it was a tactic, mate, but I think it was make sure they don't break away, you know.
Aye, obviously, because they knew we were going to try and pass the ball around about them, and have stopped them at all costs. I think at the start, and it was easy 4 or 5. I think Diamonde had 2 or 3 early doors on him. Hadji had one. There were blocking players trying to run off the ball as well. But there was at least 4 or 5 hefty challenges. Even although at once when Diamonde passed the ball on the halfway line, and he played advantage, but the boy in the midfield done him. You know, he left him right on the halfway line, Ox. But he didn't go back and book him. You know, I think he went back and had a word with him. But by that time, we'd already had, I think that was Diamondi's second or third foul on him, and the one with Hadji. And it was just a fact that we're just taking turns, wasn't it?
Aye. Anyway, they had a moment in the game, Bridge, where they got a football in it, and the one that hit the post, and then we didn't look great at the back. They got a throw in, they put it in, and it is a bagatelle, Bridge. We've all played the game, and there's a bit of luck involved. But I think Barjami particularly has got to do better. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We obviously as a team and as a group of defence and midfielders, we can't allow the ball to bounce 6 times in the area and none of us actually get a touch on it. But to their, shall we say, as far as they're concerned, they were in there and they managed to get that toe end onto the ball and put it in the net. We were all at sea, but not for the first time, of course. Everybody knows. So that's one of our big weaknesses. It's cross balls, throw-ins, free kicks, corners. We just cannot handle it at all. I think our goalkeeper had not had a hand in anything yesterday. Let's put it that way. He missed 2 or 3, shall we say, saves where he couldn't grab the ball with his hand, but fortunately hit his body somewhere, his knee or his midriff. It just seems strange, just mental. But that was, you're right. They had a good hand in the game there. They kept us going for a while.
I'm not saying you could see the goal coming south side, but watching it, you think, we need to get back control here. Because for me, we're 2 wide men, particularly throughout the game, and we weren't getting the ball to stick up the tap for the few minutes. And then the goal came, as I said. I don't know if you've watched it back, you've seen it again. Yeah, it's no brilliant for defending. I think Barjami for me has got to do better. And then the boy I also think it was a decent finish, a good striker's finish, mate. Yeah, he toe poked it. Doesn't matter, mate, if you put it in the top corner.
Aye, well, I was going to end with saying about you just said that. I thought it was a good finish considering that he stretched out and put it into the roof of the net. Left Butland without a chance. But the first thing I noticed when he done the long throw in, I thought Diamondi get battered off the ball in mid-air. And when it was coming out of their heads, he was going up for it, and the big boy just banged him right out the road. The two of them never made contact with the ball, and that was the first thing I noticed for it straight away at the game, behind the goal. But after that, Bajrami, since I've seen it back and I've seen the boy bang him out the road as well in the replay, but Bajrami should have done better. And it sort of bobbles. I think they've a shot, it bounces off proper. And then the boy's got the ball under his feet and he just sort of moves it to the side and the boy finishes it. It was a sloppy goal to lose because we'd had the warning early on with the boy getting up and he done it off the post, or was that just after it? I can't remember. But it was a bad goal to lose. Just because we had probably chances there to clear it. But that's what it is, isn't it?
I've not seen that again, mate. I never picked up on that.
Right, it's the two at the front. It was a Dundee United boy and Diamondi, and when he takes a long throw, they two go up for it, but the boy absolutely bangs him right out the road. They doesn't play the ball. I mean, but nobody seemed to pick up on it, but I noticed it right away. And if you watch the replay back when you see the goal, you can see him.
I'll have a look and see what I can see. But listen, then we started slowly getting a foothold in the game. Southside, we reacted decent to them getting the goal.
Aye, we had a wee bit of play just before they'd scored their goal with nice wee bits of play, but they were stopping us obviously at that time with their tackling and just hitting their ball players basically. But as if we sort of realised that we need to get the finger out here, and try and get passing well, and I think we upped the tempo on them a wee bit, and we started to get the ball out wide, and Jeffrey was starting to get forward down the left flank and that, and it was starting to open up for us a bit at that time.
Hadji was involved a bit more than Barjami, Bridgeman. I thought Barjami was pretty anonymous in the first half. In fact, I thought he was anonymous to about 75 minutes, if I'm being honest, mate. We were making the wrong decisions in the final third. We weren't just quite getting it right. And then we get a goal for Diamondi. Decent goal, mate, eh?
Yeah, I think you're right about Barjami. I think is shown week on week. Sometimes he's quite skillful and he manages to hold the ball and has a good shot at goal, and we can't complain about that. But in reality, when you see him, he's a bit scared of the game at times, you know. But Diamonde, my goodness gracious, what a shot. What a fantastic goal. A really brilliant goal. And he fooled the defence, you know, sort of drop the shoulder one side and then move away onto his weak side, to help that we think is his weak side, onto his right, and he smashed it home. Wonderful stuff. Just wonderful. Loved it. Loved it.
He's had a few shots outside and he's looked a wee bit weak in the shot, but if that's coming and he's building that into his game, that's a good skill to have for a midfielder. I'm not saying you're going to score every time you shoot, mate, but if you start chipping in with 3 or 4 goals a season like that and getting a couple of tap-ins, that's a decent return for somebody who plays what he plays at.
You'd like to think he can add to his goal tally. That's what we're looking for. We need our midfielders to get forward and trying. I mean, I've seen him turning across to his right-hand side, and since I've seen it back, he certainly drilled it with his right foot and through the ruck of players. It's about the only sort of place he could hit it. Anybody else would have hit a defender, I think. And he hit it well. And I've seen a stat or something that he had 20 shots this season at goal. That's what he said. And, like you say, he scored 1, but maybe if you can get him into the positions, he's right and left footed, Ox, and maybe we'll see him, give him a wee bit of confidence. We might see him starting to get on the scoring sheet a wee bit more often. Like, I think a midfielder can get you maybe 7 to 10 goals in a season. I don't think it's depending on your position. Your holding midfielder only, but somebody like him that breaks forward and can get to the edge of the box, you'd like to think somebody like Diamande could get you 7 or 10 goals in a season, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair, mate. I think that's it. And then we were in Tapperham, Bridgeman, and Hadji put one across the box, and it was crying out we finished. Then Hadji came in for the other side again, and then he put it in the side net. For me, he's got to go hard and low there. Hard and low is the way to go, yeah, across the box. Your forwards running in, defenders coming in. And if you put it towards the goal, all men better, but hard and low, you try to just bat it in the goal. Got it rang, happens. You see the goals, Bridge, you got excited.
Yeah, I think he does that quite often, actually. He's through and he's got a bit of space and he sees the post and he thinks he can just slip it inside that post and he smashes it, and unfortunately he's probably about 2 yards out, you know. That missed past the post if you will, and that's stroking sideways. And I think Bayarami is the same. I just call them greedy, you know. When I played in teams, you know yourself playing in teams, some guys just can't help themselves. They don't care if the guy's 2 feet away from them. They don't want to pass it. They think they've got a chance.
Guilty as charged, Your Honour.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything about in midfielders.
Guilty as charged outside. I'll take that.
Aye, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, but I get it, Bridge. I get it. But that professional football is all the right decisions. The first one was a great Bobby Hadji. The second one, for me, his decision was wrong. The angle was too acute. He's got to do the same thing again and pass it back to other people to put it in the net.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, south side.
Aye, it wasn't a great view for up the other end. Oxes, you know what Tannadice is like, no. I seen him going towards the near post where the goalkeeper was. And I think Dessers was unlucky as well. You might come to that one if that was Dessers after that.
I can't remember the exact time, but he nearly had a mad moment again, didn't he?
I thought, see, when he saw us by the way the ball came through and he spun round, I thought he was going to do what he did in Manchester. I thought he was going to go back across the goalie, because I think that was the only way you scored that goal. But he went sort of near post, wasn't he, and the goalie made a good save. He hit the target, in fairness, but I thought he might have tried to put it right back across. And then obviously when it came out to Besrami, and he had a shot which I think was pretty poor. I think for his standards and what we're expecting for Besrami, I think he should have been hitting that a lot better than what he did.
The Big Dessers has done that again. I would have just put my single off and just walked up the tunnel, mate. Yeah. No, mate.
Puts another zero on the price tag.
Aberdeen player saying, please take me off, that's enough. Yeah.
I think.
Aye. So one each at half time, and you think, right, okay, we've seen this movie before. We're playing all right, but we have to put the game to bed, and we performed better in the second half. Southside, yeah.
Aye, we could sort of probably put the tempo up a bit, but we made the passing was better, and there was a lot more passing together and off the ball. And Hadji, I watched it back. It looked simpler. I was thinking about it when I seen it back, and I thought if he was just totally left-footed in the position he was standing, he couldn't have put the ball through to proper. It's the fact that he's too-footed.
Wow.
And
It's a nice pass, mate.
He made it look easy because he's seen it. He's got the players in front, and he just shifts it slightly to the left and just gives that wee pass into proper, who had a look round, made sure he was free, and then he just stuck his laces through it. And it took a deflection, but if you don't shoot and target, sometimes you get a bit of luck and we go to it. But it was a fair strike, and I think he was up there for a corner or something, wasn't it? And he just stayed up there.
Fox said to me that famous night up at Savoy, Southside, if you don't buy a ticket for the raffle, you don't win.
Correct.
I didn't. I still don't know what it was on about.
No raffle.
I thought when he mentioned raffle tickets, he was talking about courtroom tickets. That was just the big thing for me. He's just called me a rude name. The big thing for me in the second half, and I'll go to Bridge first, then you Southside. I thought Ingerman really came into the game and really his close control. He was just beating them, and he was playing nice passes, and he just had an entertainer. Bridge.
Yeah, wonderful player. Wonderful player. And unfortunately, he was probably told he was going to play a wee bit behind Dessers, let Dessers take the lead. And he worked at it. He was playing very, very well. And, in the first half, he was like most of our Rangers players in the first half. They were getting blocked left, right and centre. They were getting tackled from behind, even pulled from behind, a handful of jersey, and all that nonsense was going on. And I think he's a terrific player. And we, Rangers, should really be feeling what lucky we've got that guy, because he will score a lot of goals and he'll be a great player for Rangers, that boy. I'm sure of it. Wonderful. However, I think his delicate passes, delicate pull downs, and he's strong on the ball, and a lot of the times he doesn't get pushed away. I just think he's a smashing wee player. Obviously, I prefer him to be up front, to be perfectly honest with you, right up there. And he doesn't care. He has a shot. He'll have a shot for 20 yards, and he's got a right good shot on him. So I'll prefer him up there. But yeah, really good. But liked him in the second half. Liked him.
Southside.
Some of his touches. There's only two criticisms that I could pick out yesterday. There's a couple of times he had the ball midfield, we sort of there, and he just to play a ball across out to the wing, and it was lazy. And twice it got cut out. That's about the only two things I could moan about. But it was passes he should have made. But apart from that, the one he done near the dugout, he pulled the ball down and he stepped inside the defender. His close control, his wee flicks. I think he done 2 nutmegs, and Jeff had done 1 yesterday. He's done 2 nutmegs again. He seems to do a nutmeg every game to players. But his close control and his physicality, he's got that about him. And he's a joy to watch at times. Hawks, you just think, wow, for somebody so young, it's just coming into your team and playing in the big stage now, because he's never been playing at this level. But he's certainly adapting to it week by week, as you see him, and he had a lot of nice touches and flicks yesterday.
And the one near the death, mate, was worth the admission money, yeah?
Near the death one was that?
Whereabouts?
It was at the dugouts.
Aye, mate, it was just sublime, wasn't it?
Aye, it was a bit of genius, wasn't it?
Aye. But aye, listen, he grew into the game. We got the second goal, went 2-1 up. For Proper's deflected shot, we're in control. They had a couple of breakaways. We got a bit of luck. The Ridgeman, the Raskin man, come back after the post, yeah? That was a slice of luck.
Yeah, I think there was about 3 of them that were either someone blocked it with a foot or something like that, or it came back off the woodwork. I think we rode with luck quite a number of times. And, a lot of the times we're just getting back from having been attacked on the attacking side, and somebody does a really stupid pass, and all of a sudden they're going to bump the ball down here, and away you go. So we end up with these stramashes in the goal, and yes, you're right, we rode with luck a number of times.
For a couple of minutes. There was another thing pleased me yesterday in Salah, and even Proper at times. They were coming and taking on the physicality south side. I don't know if you noticed that they came and won a lot of headers. Now, I would say that Proper, that was something we were saying. I don't know if he's got it. Now, I know he's not the perfect centre half. He was all right yesterday, and Salah, for a young man, another decent performance south side, then Bridge.
Aye, the two of them. I mean, although you look at the two of them for the goal that Dundee United scored, and once or twice they got out jumped for the one that sort of came off the post. But I thought on the whole, the two of them read the game quite well yesterday. I thought their passing when they were on the ball was good. They never really gave it away. And the physicality, I've noticed that in Proper in the last wee while. He's he's acknowledged that it was a wee bit different cultural shock for coming for playing in Holland, and it's more technical over there and stuff. So I think he's adapting. He knows what to expect. But it was always going to be a bombardment yesterday, and you'll not win every header in the air, obviously, between the two of them. But physicality wise, yesterday I think they handled it pretty well.
Particularly in the second half, they came in. They were coming and winning headers, mate. Not every header, as you say, but doing all right. Bridge?
Yeah, I've said that before. But sometimes we can't. We seem incapable of quelling them, But if we can get the ball on the ground, most of our players can play on the ground. But the balls in a bit in the air are going to be a lot of trouble for us. But I thought in Ciala, once again, I thought he had a tremendous second half. And obviously, you're looking at that boy, and that's just me. I'm looking at that boy and I'm thinking, what a quality player that boy is. What a quality player. There's very little phases him. He does what he does. However, the way we play and the things that happen to us, you're mentioning the big high balls from their goalkeeper or from someone else. He's not the tallest in the group, but he still can jump a wee bit, and he manages to make some of them. But inexperienced at the moment, my goodness gracious, what's he going to be like in another 6 months' time? I think he's going to be a fantastic player for us.
I think he's about 6'3", Bridge. I know you like your men big, but I don't know how big you like some Southside.
Sorry, apologies.
You go, Bridge.
No, carry on, please.
He wants to sign basketball players, does Bridge, don't you, Bridge? That can play football in that height, 6'7".
I look at some of the defences that we play against, and a lot of the guys, they're in there because of their height, and they're told, just leather the ball out the way and things like that, just head the ball away. For instance, like yesterday, that's all they tell the guys. You keep 4 at the back, no matter what. When Rangers are coming at us, 4 at the back at least. And there's another 3 guys that can go and challenge, try to stop the cross. But when the cross comes in, you've seen it yourself. You're there every week. Southside, you're there every week. You see it. We make centre halves look really good, and make ourselves look poor crosses sometimes, And you wonder what on earth. Why can't we cross and actually find a Rangers man? Because these guys are big.
You've got to look at it, Bridge. Since the new year, mate, whether we like it or not, right? We'll play the team at the top, who's meant to be the greatest team the world's ever seen, and not, right? The team that had the form out of this life better than Real Madrid at the start of the season, who was never going to lose another game. And that's went well. They're no longer third. The team that's we're going to challenges and catches, and Hibs, who are arguably one of the best form in the league, and every team took 3 goals after loss outside. Yeah.
Aye.
So all of a sudden, as January's come in, we criticised we've only scored enough goals, but if you went and played Aberdeen, name it, our place, and then you played away to Dundee United, a competitive Dundee United side, where you like them or not, that's up for debate, but however, and you go Easter Road, tricky run, and every day 4 games will score 3 goals. No, we should have took maximum points for the games, but we didn't. But what I'm saying is we scored 12 goals in the 3 games.
Say, since if you probably look at it, I don't know, I think if you look at it for probably around about Boxing Day, Christmas fixtures up to the now, we Suter went out and Balogun's no been fit. We hadn't lost many goals at all up until that point. With him in the team. When it was Suter and Proper and things, and then Balogun would maybe come in and play a few games. It's only been since we've lost day 2 and one of them can't really play a number of games where we've sort of leaked goals. We've lost 5 goals in 8 games or something. But aye, goalkeeper's been responsible for a couple of them and all. So aye, we need to get it. It needs to get better, and probably maybe even a John Sterling in there that you could have put in from time to time because he's got height. Might have helped, but now we've got NCALA and Proper, and they 2 are the ones that are having to do their best to now, along with the goalkeeper. He's 6'5". He should be able to come out and get a lot of cross balls. And when they're around about his 6-yard box, he should be getting out and catching them, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Listen, before we go into the final few minutes of the game, I think we get the phone lines opened up.
Go for it.
Right.
Well, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So, listen, we were coming to the fore, and we had them. I think their legs had gone. They were chasing shadows a bit. So I said, I don't know if you felt that again. We were passing the ball, and as I said, Iggerman was coming. He had that turn at the halfway line, which was just sublime. And then we scored a good third goal. The ball gets played in. Barjami plays it to Zach Lovelace, who plays a nice ball to Dessers. And Dessers does what Dessers does. Sounds sick.
A little bit of season Friday. The only person that can get you to say, how did he do that? No, how did he manage that? But what a finish, honestly. He's running at that pace as well. At first, I didn't think it was the greatest of passes to him because it was going wider to the goal, obviously. But he wrapped his foot on it, and it went right by the goalkeeper with loads of pace on it. And we were talking about it on the way back down the road, and I still think now, and I'm not changing my mind, that I think that was a better finish than what he did at Old Trafford. And Old Trafford's was a cracking finish, don't get me wrong.
Harder finish, I think so. I disagree with you, mate.
But I think for the angle he was at, the pace that he was running at, and he just smash it first time. Aye, don't think he would do it again, mind you, if you give him a few shots at it. But it was some finish, Hawks, and I was so happy for him because he deserved it. You know, he worked hard in the game, and
there was a big moment, mate, where he had a chance to get in the goal. He's just got to take a touch wider, hasn't he? Aye.
That's one when he ran through and went left. He should have probably went a bit wider again. But
get a goal in issue, mate.
But for his confidence in coming off a goal there the other night and scoring again, I was delighted for him.
Aye. Right, Bridge. You two one of your tablets. We're going to talk about another incident.
Can I just make a wee comment? I thought that Mr. Dessers, in the particular, obviously the second half, he sort of came to life. And I thought, in all honesty, he looked a tremendous centre forward. He looked tremendous. And the way he took that goal, it was just wonderful to watch. Fabulous goal. And, you know, that eased the pressure on the team and things like that, and the fans. I thought it was great. It doesn't look as if it doesn't look like the dud we thought we had maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago. He looked absolutely brilliant when he scored that goal, and his interplay before it quite good as well. So he's a mystery. That's all I wanted to say about him. Sorry.
I think he scored more goals in the last few weeks in Aberdeen have the whole of January. There's a start.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
See, the thing about him, he's always been available. He's always fit. He's got a smile on his face. And like you say, you'll see the one he misses against Fraserburgh, and you're just like, what's happening here? And then you see the third goal for his hat trick, and the angle he's at when he goes round the goalkeeper and scores it, and because that was a tight angle and a tight finish as well. He has these moments, so he does, Dessers, and that's the only way I can describe it. He has moments, and sometimes they're amazing. Sometimes you just makes you shake your head.
Before we go on, I think I get sent this with a good friend in the show, Ross, who you met in Holland, Southside, yeah.
Aye.
So he sent me this. I looked at it and right. Dessers now has more goals, yeah, playing for Rangers than De Boer, Roof, Flo, Puzzle, Yelovich, Negri, Fleck, Dodds, Naismith, and Defoe.
All of them?
No, together, Bridge.
No, but all of them. That's incredible.
More goals for Rangers. Yeah, I'll just read that list out again. Southside, you better get the paddles ready for Southside. I think he just fell off his seat. Right? He scored more goals for Rangers. Now, I've not checked this out. It was sent from my good friend Ross. Then Defoe, Roof, Flo, Puzzle, Yelovich, Negri, Dodds, Naismith, and Defoe.
Aye. I think if you gave me a choice, I could pick some of them and bring them back.
Yeah,
I think I would.
Aye.
It's frightening, isn't it? Well, Defoe obviously wasn't here long enough.
No.
Really, and he was on and off his sub and stuff. But somebody like Yelovich was only here a year and a bit, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But aye, he must have close to nearly 40 goals in 2 seasons in all competitions.
Aye, 22 last year, and they must be getting near 20 again.
He's got 18 all competitions.
That's 40 when I went to school. I know you went to a different school from me, but
I didn't know how many. I didn't know what you had at the start. But don't start your nonsense.
But that's a shocker, isn't it? That's a frightening, isn't it? When you read a lot of it.
Aye. But I'll tell you what, I'll probably, apart from Defoe, off the top of my head, there'll be a few of them I've missed sitters. As they get slated for, and Dessers. We know what it is. His hot up plays no great. His touch and his flicks and that aren't great. But listen, he works hard. He puts everything in. And now and again, he has these magical moments, and you just think, how did he manage that? And listen, he's come in and he's got 40 goals in 2 seasons in all competitions. And one of the hardest jobs is scoring goals at Rangers.
Right, there we go. Right, Bridgeman, you ready?
Can I just say, I think we've now found out the type of ball that Dessers likes. That's what I feel. And the team, and he can get all these reflexes. He likes one-on-one, high ball down the middle, one-on-one. He can work with that, no problem. When a through ball, don't ask him to run too fast and too far, because his legs won't carry him that well. But my goodness, get him onside, get him a chance. As long as he's one-on-one with another player, he's going to fight all the way, and invariably he'll put a shot in. And we just don't want him to run it up against the goalkeeper and leave himself in the room. We just want him to get to a point where he can easily pass the ball past whomever he's going to try and pass it past. We don't want him to. I mean, you see him running and he loses the ball, he stops and the ball goes off his foot or something. Daft things like that. I think if we can find out in our team, have we got someone that can pass a ball to him? Have we got 2 people that can pass a ball? One can lob a ball over and the other one can push it through a bit of space, and you'll get the best out of Dessers. I believe that sincerely.
No, I don't think you will get the best out of Dessers. I just think he's an enigma, mate. And he's just one of these characters that he's going to put one in the top corner. He's going to take a brilliant touch, a plain touch at Old Trafford and put the ball in the net, and then he's going to do what he does against Fraserburgh. It just doesn't add up, Bridge.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you've got. That's what you've got. I'll say it again, in my opinion, he's the biggest enigma I've ever known in a Rangers jersey. And the stats support Dessers. and make us all look silly. But we've watched him, and times you're like, no, I can't take any minute of this. And then he goes and these runs south side. He's just mental.
That's what he's had in his time at Rangers. He goes on a wee run of games, and then obviously he might hit a barren spell, which strikers have all went through and all. But listen, he scored 2 really, really good goals in the last 2 games. And we need him in the team to try and contribute when he's playing, like we ought for all the players that take on to that part. We need them to be scoring or playing well and contributing. So he's certainly doing that. I think he can handle playing for Rangers. I mean, we've heard him getting booed on the park and all that, and I seen one of his pressers, and they actually asked him that, and I thought, man, that was just shocking, man. I would just have said to him, here, don't bother, I'm not even answering that. But they brought that up to him again when they were giving him questions. But he showed resilience, and obviously he would have played and started if the manager had picked him, but he took him out of the team for a while and used Ignaman and Darrell. But he's back in, and maybe playing with the 2 slightly up beside him might help him. Maybe he prefers that, and he might set up goals, the odd goal and that, or take the chances that are getting presented to him. But maybe a wee bit of help up there in the system might help him as well, Ox, to the end of the season, and we'll see what happens.
Right.
Can I ask you a question, you two? Is it imperative that Rangers have to give an interview at the end of the game? Do we have to give interviews?
There'll be contractual for that. You need to send players to.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
You'll be contractual. Yeah, and they'll have a rotor on it, and players will go. They'll maybe send 3 to RTV, along with the manager. Then you'll have your contractual ones. The game, the coverage, whatever broadcasters covering the game, mate. You have to send X amount, and they'll want one with the manager as well, mate. Can we school
the players? Can we school the players not to answer the questions in some way?
After the game should be all right, mate. But you can't, mate. If they get in a 1-to-1, mate, you can train them and you can speak to them in media, train them. But as soon as you ask a question, it's live. It's not easy.
I know.
You know what it's like on here when you press that mute button and you're.
Oh, I know. I'm shocking. I'm just shocking.
Aye. Right. So, Bridgeman, have you took a tablet before we go to the next subject?
Right, go for it, buddy. I'm here. I'm waiting.
Right. Okay. Right. We've got to, I think it was 94 minutes and 48 seconds. I think it was. I think somebody said to me yesterday there was 12 seconds to go. Might be right, might be wrong. I've not checked it. I should have done. I've looked at it enough. There's a guy who's been booked. There's a foul on one of our players. He then pushes one of our players, who goes stumbling backwards. Who's on? Maybe comes up. I don't believe there's any contact there. I've seen it back. The referee, in his wisdom, decides to give him a red card. The other player who's been booked, who's shoved our player, nothing. No, I'm not looking for favours after referees. I just want them to referee the game properly. When we played, with 12 seconds to go, 3-1, the guy with the blow of whistle picked the ball up and walked half a part. Yeah? That's not
for me, 100%. That's exactly what should have happened. The referee allowed all that to go on. I can't remember exactly what started the pushing and shoveling and jostling. Because it was a free kick to Rangers.
One of them fell on their lip because their lip was trembling because we scored the third goal.
Yeah. I was just mean I can't remember what actually started the pushing and shoveling. So why did the Dundee United player chase after Diamonde and push him? I really don't know. I just don't know. So in my opinion, there was only one attacker, and in my opinion, that was a Dundee United player.
And to his credit, there was no antics for the guy. Yeah, I don't know, Holt, I think it was. There was no antics, throwing himself in the ground or doing anything. He just looked. Diamandi disappeared, and I'm going to ask him, bring in Southside now. He might have watched it back, but I'm going to ask him what he thought at the time, because you wouldn't have the clue what was happening again, mate.
No, I seen the shoving and the pushing, and then it looked like Diamondi get pushed backwards, and then what I noticed after I've seen it back is that Holt fires his left shoulder into Raskin after the shoving when he marches up to him, and if you watch it back, the ref gets there right at the time he does it on his right hand side, but he fires his left shoulder before, looked like force into Raskin, and then the referee jumps in and stops it. I never seen that at the game, but I've seen it back. But it just looked a bit of pushing and shoving, and then obviously when he goes out at the game, you see him pulling out a red card and pointing to Diamondi. So you're thinking, right, okay, and you're expecting him to book Holt because he's part of the reason. You're thinking why it's all blew up in the first place, and then he's carried on with an incident with Raskin. But for some reason, I think he books one of the other Dundee United players, probably because he knows he's on a yellow card. It should have just been nothing. It should have been 2 years come here, calm down, the game's just about done, right, and up the tunnel. And then obviously, when it goes to VAR, when you're at the stadium, you're like, right, obviously then you're thinking, well, he's sent him off, so maybe it's not as clear as what he thinks he saw, because I didn't know what Diamondi was meant to have done, really, at the game. And then you thought, at that time, I thought, well, obviously there's something not right here, so he's probably going to go and have a look at it and probably change his decision. But it's still at the game, you're a bit unclear about actually what's happened. And I think it's the only second time that we've played that ref's went to the monitor and stuck to his decision. Done it Aberdeen, I think we got it done to him, didn't he? Cifuentes, was it, in the tackle?
Sterling when he slipped.
Sterling, was it Sterling?
Sterling when he slipped. Listen, if you're out there, give us a phone, 0141 356 1972, and give us your thoughts, mate. I'll say it again, and I noticed that somebody in one of the other pods had picked up some of the things we were saying. They're either incompetent, they're under pressure, or they're cheats, mate. It's one or the other.
I'll go with the latter. I go with the latter.
It's so bad.
Only one word for it.
Yeah, it's so bad. And listen, we've won the game yesterday, and it's disappointed to me that we were talking about the referees. Bridge likes to take it every week. I think you put the ball in the net, you take a referee out of the game. And I know there's always, we've had moments, however, a 3-1 away victory, we've been looking to get a wee bit of a monkey off our back, we've done it, and we're talking about the referees outside. They're ruining the game.
Shocking performance.
I don't know what they showed them back on the monitor, because you're at the game, so I don't know what views that. There's a couple of ones that they've showed you back since I've seen it. But I haven't seen it for what it was when it was live at the time of what they were showing them on the monitor. But I've seen it. I'm shocked that he stuck to his decision. And it'll be interesting to see, you'd expect it to be overturned tomorrow, because Rangers will find out tomorrow, it says. But it should get overturned. But if Willie Collum backs him and he says, no, he's made intent and all that there and whatever, whether he's made it or no, and they double down and stick with him, because he's one of in their eyes, he's one of their top officials. And if he gets the dressing done and it's made a mistake and it's an apology to Rangers and it shouldn't have happened, then obviously he'll have to get demoted down to play a couple of the championship games or thingy games, because they give him the big high-profile games a lot of the time. So you'd have expected him to have been, here I have made an error, it's not just as clear as I've looked at it, but he's looked at the monitor and stuck to his decision. So it'll be interesting to see what Collum decides to do tomorrow.
Aye, I'm sure we'll be talking about this tomorrow, but as I said, I'll say it again, Southside, we've had that monkey off our back, we've went away from home, won the game, and we're talking about referees. It's a sad and dying our game, isn't it?
Aye, it's shocking. And if it gets proved tomorrow that it's a wrong decision, it's shown up how bad the referees are, and when they even get a chance to go and have a second look at and they're still getting it wrong. Well, we're saying they're getting it wrong, or else are they doing it deliberately? Because they've all spoke about it. VAR broke the moor because I think he thinks it wasn't as clear cut, and it was Don Robertson that was the VAR guy apparently. But he stuck to his decision for whatever reason. He thinks it's still an offence what Diamande done.
Can I just say that I think it was, to me, the things that words that the Oxtail said. What can it be? What on earth why would a referee not go with what the VAR is saying? It must be something really strange going on for him not to do it. Now, I'm not saying it's just impossible, but I find it absolutely amazing that he's not going with VAR. If the VAR guys say, give a look at that again because, hey, look, X, Y, Z, no, I'm not doing that. So, yeah, for me, it can only be us. We have got the poorest referees, and really and truly, and of course they back each other up. So Don Robertson will turn in and say, we just thought this or that next thing, or they'll not say anything. And that's probably the best thing that they could do for them, is not say anything. And that makes it even worse. Because it's just a cover, it becomes a cover-up. That's a disgraceful decision. And that's not the first decision against Rangers all season. There's been so many of them this season.
I don't know what he's seen that he thinks that's a red card, Bridge. You would have never played football. You'd have been suspended every week.
Yeah, well, I think it looked to me, and I'm not being funny, it looked to me as if he raised his hand, but he was going backwards at the time. So he'd been pushed and he was going backwards at the time. So it might have been an instinct to raise his hands. I don't know exactly what it was, but I'd definitely say he raised his hand. Whether he raised his hand and hit the guy, I don't know, because that's no there.
No, what I'm not denying that his hand came up with me, mate, as he was pushed back. That's no.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen some pictures that show, and I think the manager spoke about them yesterday. That there was pictures that he never even get close to him. So I don't know what he's thinking. Is he thinking he tried to throw a punch? Well, it certainly was the rat's outside, was it?
No, Article 12, I think what they use for this excessive force or brutality is the words they use. So there was no excessive force for him, and there was no brutality. And then they'll class it in other things. There's another couple of words they use in it. But listen, he's no actually struck him, but it looks at it. And it looks to me as when plus he's running about pushing people about the park, flinging a shoulder. I'm honestly, watch it back, you'll see him fling his left shoulder into Raskin as the ref runs a couple of yards and puts his hands up to the two of them, and then suddenly he's running about, and then within seconds he's sending Diamande off. But he clearly flings his left shoulder in, which I thought, must be getting picked up with VAR, because when I watched the replay back, it was the first thing I noticed. But no, he didn't receive any card, which is surprising. I think Walsh has got a lot to answer for. The audio will be interesting to see what they say in the audio. But no, it's another decision going against us, and it's blatant. And it's time, hopefully, we'll be calling it out. See, to be honest, we shouldn't have to appeal it. The more it should just be a case of, listen, do you know what? He's got it wrong, and I'll need to bring him in and have a chat with him. But he'll get demoted for a game or something, and then they stick them a game the next game. It happened to Frank Connor. He got the next game. He got one game ban, won it, and then he was refereeing the line the following week. So I don't know how long it takes them to do their training and stuff. But at the moment, all our officials are shocking. They're all shocking. That's the one thing you can say. They're all shocking.
I don't disagree with you, mate, and I don't know how you sort it, mate, but we had a lot of debate yesterday in the aftermatch show about the one that hit Gallagher's horn, and and all were quite passionate that the penalty kick should have been given. It wasn't alone. I can't remember who was on the call. I don't think it was a penalty kick. So there you go. We've got debate in myself, and we know the game's subjective, but that said enough, mate. It's just a shocking decision. The cup final, shocking decision. Yeah.
I also thought it was a penalty kick.
I didn't, mate. I didn't. Listen,
He turned his back on the ball. He knew what he was doing, and his hand came away from his side. Actually, came away from his side, and hit the ball.
Mate. I just the way people see it different, Bridge. You know, I always look at it, but when I see it, I shouted for a penalty, and then I see it and I think, right, okay, I judge it. Would I be happy if that was going against us? And my answer was no, I wouldn't have been. So I'm not looking for a penalty. But however, I would have took it outside.
Aye, at the game, I thought he turned his back on the shot. And I'll be honest, at the time, I thought, he could get a penalty for that. His hands in a sort of unnatural position. But they deemed it not to be. For whatever reason, he's turned his back, and if you're turning round, when you're turning your hands, you don't turn round with your hands right down by your sides, do you? You know, they'll be raised to some point. But the fact that I thought somebody was having a striking goal, it was possibly on target, and it's at his arm or his hand, and his hand is up at a level. But nah, we don't get penalties this year. Ops, come on.
No, and I'll tell you nothing. I'll tell you nothing. He should be off the park, Gallagher, mate. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different issue. I'm not saying there was any red cards, but there was a couple of yellows, in my opinion, mate. Yeah.
Listen, they had 6 tackles on us before they decided to go and book a player. And I think what he booked Tav for was poor, unless Tav was maybe mouthing at him. But I thought Tav's booking was really soft, considering what was going on in the park before it.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, mate. I would say that Tav could have got booked because he stopped a guy going forward, right? But I'll tell you what, the challenge in Hadji in the first minute was a lot more severe than the one on Tav. The one Tav done on Middleton. So where's the consistency?
Well, he's got consistency. You mentioned that. Well, I know Walsh was at Easter Road no long ago, and he booked 2 Hibs players in 6 minutes against another team. So he obviously can brand the cards when it suits him. Maybe the other team for the other city that day, maybe he's got a soft spot for them.
Maybe.
How could you say that? How could you say that?
I'll say it again, mate. Maybe he's incompetent under pressure, or he's a cheat, mate. Because it's one of them, mate.
There's maybe even 2 of them there, truth be told.
It's one of them, you know. Anyway, I knew that would take. Right, you all right there, Bridge? You want this brown paper?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely brilliant. And thank you very much for your opinions on it.
I'm so proud of you. Mrs. Bridge will be so delighted you want
me. Oh, wow. I've already blurted things out in front of her, and I was told to shut up. That way.
To be fair, she tells you that when you say good morning.
Absolutely, yeah. Even when I say good morning, absolutely. Shut up.
All right. So, yesterday's better performers for you, Southside. Who was the guys that you enjoyed? And who did you give your own personal man of the match? By the way, I never even noticed who got man of the match because of what happened at the end. You were copping it.
I don't know. Usually the games they get a Dundee United player, like you hear him coming out of Tannoy, but I don't know. Never heard anything. I thought Ignaman had good spell. I thought middle to front, second half, we were pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was a lot of good performances, and maybe Bajrami was the one. He worked a wee bit harder. He was a wee bit more involved at times, but he was still a wee bit off what I'd expected from him. But I think middle to front were pretty good. Probably Ignaman probably shades it just for his wee tricks and flicks and just wee pass and setting up Dessers' goal and stuff. But I thought middle to front in the second half we were a lot better.
Rich?
I can't disagree with a word he said. And yes, I would go with Igamani for his for endeavour and his delightful wee tricks he does with the ball. Absolutely superb. I think closely followed by Dessers. I think got to give Dessers a shout simply for that goal. That goal was absolutely brilliant, and he was involved in the game a wee bit more in the second half. But I think Igamani for me would have been man of the match. I don't count the other team, may I say, so forgive me. I don't count the other team for man of the match. I'm talking about Rangers player.
Bridge is the only guy I know that adjusts his colour on his telly, mate, so he doesn't have to watch the other team. What I'll say yesterday is I thought Ingerman was absolutely excellent second half. But I think yesterday, away from home, domestically, I reckon Diamande did his best game for us. I thought Raskin done a lot of work and helps set a base for us. And when he gets involved, he tries. His passing wasn't 100%, but whose is? But I thought Diamande away from home yesterday moved the ball well, got the goal and played well and took a lot of punishment. I was quite pleased with his performance yesterday compared to some of the other ones we've seen away from home south side.
Aye, he had a decent game. I've been wanting to pick up. He said some good games in Europe, and I think we missed them down at Old Trafford for that type of ability that we've seen yesterday. He drags you up the park at times. He can take the ball and go on that run, or else he gets the ball and just tries to get it out wide. And he was busy yesterday. He done a lot of running in the midfield for us, and he took a lot of punishment in the first half. But aye, that's more like the performances you're looking for him in the League Cups, especially.
Aye, you set your own standards, Bridgeman, didn't you? And once you've got them and they're above where you've been, you've got to keep them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I agree about Diamande. I thought a really, really good game, including the first half. It wasn't that bad in the first half either. But, I think he gets involved and I think the booking he got was just nothing short of stupid, in my opinion. So he does get that. So I always have a bit of a negative. The red card was just a disgrace. Now listen, can I ask you? See the red card? Was that a yellow and then a red, or was it a straight red?
No, he hadn't been booked, Bridge. It was a straight red.
Oh, I thought he'd been booked. Oh, sorry.
You shot that colour on your telly, mate.
Oh, shocking. Yeah. So it was a straight red.
It was a straight red, yeah. That's what's made it even worse. Aye, listen, there was a few decent performances yesterday. And as I say, Ingerman's touch. And watching Insala bring the ball out for defence outside in the second half, yeah.
He showed a bit of confidence and a wee bit more of maturity. He looks comfortable on the ball. And obviously players are running about to try and make that angle and space for him. But I think he's looked pretty good. Still a bit raw, as we know. Sometimes he's in a couple of wrong positions at times when you see them breaking down the wing, and sometimes you think, big man, you need to be a bit tighter and closer in here and that. But apart from that, it's a learning curve, and he's done really well. Like you say, he's got that wee bit of confidence where him or Proper can sort of move up the park now slightly with the ball and open it up to play a ball into midfield. So it's showing you that he's gaining confidence playing in there beside Proper at the moment.
Aye, Proper. One of the Beatles with that mop of hair, isn't he?
He is indeed.
He's got the experience now. Listen, he's turning up for his work, isn't he? He's playing. I did say ages and ages ago, I don't think you'll probably see his contract out. I thought we'd maybe move him in probably 2 years down the line, maybe 2.5, because I thought we'd have a couple of... You think Enciala would be breaking into the team, and obviously I thought we'd probably have Casemiro when you get injured, and he'd have been about the team. I thought Balogun would be phased out, and then obviously we brought the boy Fernandes in now as well, and you still have Suter. But Suter and Proper were doing all right at the start, and it's good experience for they two will go in there and help the younger boys in Sterling, even in that defence and at his age. So you probably do need a bit of experience. His positional sense has been good, and he's been pretty good in a lot of the European games also as well.
Aye, mate. Listen, gentlemen, get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
I'd been in exile for some years, and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. So I took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now the league flag must come nearer with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored. And the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal ramping Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, enjoyed that. Good number. Aye, Southside, decent performance, decent game. I know they play their tactics, but the surface has improved at Tannadice.
Aye, it looked slightly better. Aye, that's the sort of type of football they want to play. But if they manage to stay up the league and if they end up with a qualification place for Europe, that type of football that they're trying to play will not get them far in the qualifiers. But aye, it'll get some maybe to work in Scotland. And they're getting a lot of joy for the boy Dalby. It's up on loan for Wrexham. He seems to be scoring a few goals for them. And aye, that's the way Jim Goodwin was always going to set his tactics out against us, knowing that we don't have a shooter or a Balogun in there that would be a lot better in the air to help us out.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think the William has joined us. Evening, William.
Good evening, brothers. Oh, I've suffered some days today. I've been ill after that game yesterday. Had to go to the doctor. I went in and says, "What can I do for you?" I says, "I think it's my blood pressure." He says, "What's happened?" I said, "I was watching the football yesterday." I said, "We're playing a team we don't like. We really don't like them. They tried to shut our club down. We don't like them." And I says, "They scored a goal. and then they hit the post, and then they hit the post, and then they hit the post. I says, and I nearly conked out. I was nearly away. He says, oh, it's not your blood pressure. I says, what is it? He says, it's post-traumatic stress.
I'm waiting on the punchline, William.
That is the punchline. Post-traumatic stress. They hit the post. They hit the post. They hit the post.
The silence must have told you everything. Is that the best you could come up with?
No, I've got a better one.
Oh, no.
Talking about man of the match.
Name it.
No, this is better. Man of the match. Remember a couple of weeks ago, she said, I can't separate two of the players. I'm having two man of the matches. Remember? Well, I was the same yesterday. I thought Diamandi was absolutely brilliant. But Proper's a good game and he scored a great goal. I just love scoring deflections against teams that pack the goal mouth, you know. So it's Diamandi and Proper. So that was my two men in the matches, Blackman and Robin.
Southside.
How you doing, William?
How you doing, Southside? You all right?
Aye, good mate.
3 points for the Bears, huh?
Aye, well that's what it was all about yesterday.
Aye.
And I thought, like you'll probably mention it, but I thought with the wee drama at the end, I thought his best course of action was just to go, here, used to come here, right, cut it out, game's done, right, we're going up the tunnel and just take the players off. And I don't know why he decided to go down the route that he did. And I thought, I don't know if you noticed it, Will, did you see Holt flinging his left shoulder into Raskin?
I did see there was a bit of Malie, aye. I've watched it that many times.
And I was right in front of the ref when he got there. He came down and, started talking to them.
I think if the club go in there the morning for this appeal and they take a copy of the film and they start showing them the tackles that inflicted on our players and say, what about that? You did nothing. You gave a free kick, maybe. You did nothing. The first one that they booked, he told him he committed 5 fouls. And he didn't have for his first foul a shoulder charge on that Glenn Middleton.
I don't think you can use that, mate. I think you can only deal with the incident you've appealed.
The what? Oh, I know.
Aye.
But I mean, I'm talking about the force. He's going to go, if he says there's enough force in that for a red card, they should be looking at some of the tackles and the force that's involved in them. But I think it'll be overturned. That's what I think.
It was a shocking decision. Listen, you've refereed. What would you have done there? Blow the whistle, pick the ball up.
I'd have went up and says, listen guys, we've got 30 seconds to go. Can you just keep it calm? 30 seconds to go, I'm blowing the whistle, that's it. We're up the tunnel, we're away. Can you behave yourself for 30 seconds? I've done it before. It happens. It does happen. Players start to lose their rag towards the end again, frustration. They want to kick at somebody, all that, before the game finishes. And you have to say, right, guys, we've got 30 seconds to go. Just keep calm, and we're away home. We're all happy, except for you, because you get gubbed. That's what he should have done. But egomaniac. But he's got his agenda. We know he's got his agenda. See, this league is not about football. It's not about us on the other side of the city. It's not about religion. It's about £40 million. That's what it's all about. They've got to make sure they get that 40 million Champions League money. They've got to win that league.
We need to shut the gap and take it after them, mate. Well, obviously.
Well, we do, but it's difficult when you get referees like that.
Aye.
He didn't stop us yesterday, but, this is what we're getting every week. We're getting these decisions every week.
Yes.
I mean, Diamandi, they kicked them all over the park.
What I will say, Southside and then Bridge can come in. We're talking about this when we won the game, Southside. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Aye, because listen, he had a chance to go to the monitor, and obviously VAR decided to say to him what you might have, same as they done with the ref, went to the VAR at Motherwell, and he decided to stick by his guns and then get slaughtered after what they call him, and said, right, will no happen again, things like this, and now we see another one. But I don't know how many camera angles he actually showed him, because I don't know what he saw for where he was standing Like I say, I didn't even see that. I seen Diamondi more or less getting pushed backwards. So that was all I sort of saw. Watching it back, it doesn't look like he touches him, and it's meant to be excessive force or brutality, and that's in Article 12 or something.
Anyway, it's outside of
so
cross.
it's none of that, is it? It's none of that.
We'll be joined with our good friend Denver. How are we doing, Denver?
If we only had the Rangers over here.
Go on yourself, Denver. Go on yourself.
By the way, it's nearly February. Happy New Year to you, Denver. You must have some dirty.
Oh, I know. I'm just calling you up just to tell you I'm no DJ Ox, you know. So.
How we doing?
How have you been, guys? Doing all right?
All the better for you.
All right. You know, it's been a while, Rox. You know, what surprises me about that whole thing is, like you said, right for the first 10 seconds, Hadji gets taken out of the game. If you watch it back again, before even Diamandi gets sent off, there's a foul on him with that Italian named prick right on the halfway line. And then that self-same guy, the Italian boy named Boy, takes Dessers out. And Walsh does nothing about either of the two fouls. He should have booked that guy there and then, and that would have solved every problem. But no, he lets Dessers get wiped out, and then Holt gets involved with Diamandi. It was an absolutely disgrace, refereeing performance. Absolutely disgrace. And William, you're a referee. You should be agreeing with that.
Well, I agree with that totally. I said it yesterday. He's a cheat. That's what he is.
Oh, man alive. Unbelievable. He couldn't wait. See, when you see him, he can't wait to get that red card out his pocket.
I said that yesterday.
Right. Absolutely nothing harmed.
Right.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I'll be surprised if this gets overturned tomorrow, because already they're backs to the wall. They're circling. You know, unbelievable, man. They're getting all their act together. You know, unbelievable.
Aye. There's just the audio been out for us to hear.
I think, listen, it'd be interesting if you hear that, what's been said, mate, because if it's anything like the one in the cup final, that was a farce, and they got it so wrong, guys that are sitting watching a TV screen. And where's the hurry when you're watching a TV screen, Southside? Where's the hurry?
Aye, well, at that time in the game, and obviously you'd like to show them as many angles as possible to make them aware that it's maybe not what you saw, and that's what they probably brought him out of the monitor for. But he stuck to his guns, and only he'll be able to justify that. And they might, listen, what they call him, might just decide to back him and use whatever wording in that article they can use, but it does say he was sent off for violent conduct, and it doesn't look like violent to me, so they'll have to explain it. But if they circle the wagons and he backs him, because he is one of their top referees, he gets all the sort of high-profile games most of the time. We'll wait and see what they do, but listen, it should be overturned. It shouldn't even matter. They should just contact Rangers tomorrow and say, no, what they do, don't bother with the appeal. We've looked at it, we watched it, and there's no point in you turning up here or that. You appeal it, it's fine. You know, we'll send it. Simple as that. But if no, we'll see what they do, and it will be interesting to hear the audio as well.
Yes, Bridgman.
That would be in a fair world. That would be in a fair world, Southside, though. That would be if all was fair and above board. That's what would happen, Southside.
Aye, but we know we'll need to go through a lot of hoops and jumping about here and up and down to see if we're going to come to the right decision that they should come to, and it should be rescinded straight away, you know.
Yes, I don't disagree, mate. It was a shocking decision. And I do find it sad, Bridge, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. A decent performance, decent game. We've won the game, decent goals, decent atmosphere at the game. And we're talking about a referee who made an absolute mess of the game when the game was done.
You know, by the way, hi Denver. Nice to hear you, pal. Nice to hear you.
All right.
Can I just say?
All right, Bridgman. Everything's good with you.
Everything's great, pal. Everything's great. This violent conduct, red card, and betting, violent conduct, red card, violent conduct. There was only, based on what I saw, there was only 2 people that were violent. That was it. It was the guy that charged the Holt. Did you say? He was pushing.
Yep.
He's pushing Diamondi away, quite stressfully too, pushing him, you know. And Gallagher, when he came, is it Gallagher? When he came in and he started again, pushed a couple of players. That was the violent conduct out of that incident. You know, I'm sorry. Anybody who says that's violent conduct, what is violent conduct? For getting pushed off the ball, and getting pushed backwards? Nah, I'm sorry. It's just utter rubbish.
Things have obviously changed since Denver moved away. That wouldn't have been violent conduct in your day, Denver, would it?
Oh, no. That's handbags. That's handbags where I come from, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, see, I want to change the subject a wee bit because we're getting so down the rabbit hole with this nonsense. But I just want to agree with Albert. I've been listening to you a lot, and Albert's backing a manager. And I know everybody's on the manager's case and all that, but I'm with Albert and Southside. We need to back the guy because you can see he's bringing good stuff into the fold now, you know. And I'm 100% against the guy. I know we had a lot of dross results, but man alive, you know, you can see the guy's he's got one hand side behind his back for the time there, Oxford, you know.
You can see he's brought some players to the team, yeah. We've been unlucky with injuries, but obviously you need to keep winning, Denver, particularly these games, some of these games away from home. That's where the pressure came from. Poor Christmas and New Year particular, you know, and we put ourselves in a position we didn't need. However, we'll see where it goes, and Southside can speak for himself. Southside.
Aye, no, Denver, you're right. Listen, it's the players that cost you the games and the results. We went to St Mirren and our goalkeeper's running out and bringing down their striker and giving away a penalty. You know, in a game where they shouldn't have been 1-up at that point in the game. It was just a big punt up the park. But the performances away from him and the drop points is what's caused us to be so many points behind in the league. But I think you look at some of the players we've got and he's brought in, they're all basically available apart from Cortez. And I think when Cortez does come back and get a run of fitness, I think he'll be a good addition to our squad, and I think he'll be a good player. I think we need reinforcements, and I think the manager's got an idea. He's done well in Europe with that squad that he's got and could pick for. When Danilo was out injured and Hadji was having a dispute with the contract with the club, and he picked the squad he could at the time, and I think we've done remarkable in there in that league campaign, and it's just been the away form that's let us down. If we can rectify the away form, then who's not to say he'll not be the right guy? He might not last his 4 year, but he could go out and could get his success before the end of this season. He's still got a chance, and he could do it next year. He could get his right going in the league if we can get more players in. But if people want to bag him when the time comes, Denver, then that'll be the outcry, and we'll wait and see what happens. But at the moment, I didn't see the point in bagging him. I'm looking at the big picture, the squad, the depth, the players competing on all fronts, and experience of some of the players that have just come into your club. And now we're starting to, hopefully we need to go on a run. And like we said, we beat them convincingly in January. It's only the second time we've had to play them at Ibrox, and we've undone ourselves with stupid goals against them in games, apart from the first one of the season up there, which came too early for the whole team. But apart from that, if we could have rectified a bit of the away for them, I think there wouldn't be as big an outcry as what there is in New Denver.
Aye, exactly. Totally where you're there, Southside, totally where you're there.
You know, well, listen, I don't know how you see that, William. Have you got something?
Aye, absolutely. I mean, there's a bigger picture. What we see on the pitch, what we see in the telly and stuff, there's a far bigger picture behind the scenes. Who's not feeling well? Who's got a bit of food poisoning? Who's got a wee niggly injury? Who's got a long-term injury? I think going into the game yesterday, we had 10 players out injured. we've had a terrible run of injuries in the past 3 or 4 years. And I think the manager's done well, especially in Europe. I mean, we came close with Man United. We could have beat Spurs. How good is that?
Should have beat
Folks still not
Olympiacos,
happy.
mate.
I mean,
You know,
we've got
there's
players
an
out there every week in the SPL. They cost millions of pounds and they're getting kicked off the park. It doesn't seem to happen so much in Europe. In Europe, you get a chance to play a bit of football, and that's when you can see the manager's doing a pretty good job. His tactics and stuff. I mean, against Spurs, against Man U, that's a good example. That's maybe the best league in the world. We came close to beating the two of them. We were there or thereabouts. And the injuries we had getting into these games.
We should have took 4 points out of the 6, mate. Yeah.
Aye. They were both there for the beating. They really were.
Anyway, we'll be
injured.
We'll be joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
Aye, Bob J.
Yeah, good to hear you, boys. It's been a mixed bag of emotions since Thursday. I'm just everybody else. I was scunnered, disgusted. We never got away with a result in Manchester. We so deserved it. So deserved it. And everybody else felt it was the same. Yesterday, some of the conduct of the Dundee United players, especially in the first 20 minutes, was terrible. Some of the challenges they were putting in. Did you see the Irvin Diamandi was doing? Then he got up and he reacted to it. It was terrible. And you know who I blame for it? I blame their manager, because he's like that. Every club that he's managed has been the same. They go out and we simply say, lay the clogging. And they've done that yesterday. And he's bumping his gums now, saying that Dundee United were undone. Undone how? They were outplayed, outclassed in the second half. And in the end, they were well beaten. And I've never seen such a disgraceful decision in all the years I've watched football. I've seen a lot of controversy. Controversy goes hand in hand with football. We all know that. We all have to discuss it, but that was absolutely disgraceful yesterday. And if that doesn't get overturned, the Bora, well, then we'll ken there is something seriously wrong with the refereeing system in this country. There you go.
And you come, Bridge?
Yeah, and following on from Bob Jer, well said, Bob Jer. I agree 100%. That if it doesn't happen and we don't get the decision, then I don't know what the club's going to do. But for goodness sake, that's going to show us there's something wrong with us as fans, and we're watching our team, and we're seeing something, but they're seeing something different. I mean, if they're seeing something different to us, what could it be? What could it be? You know, I just don't know. And if they don't get a decision for the Rangers, at last get a decision for the Rangers, then I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the fans are going to do. I don't know what Rangers are going to do. But they can't go on. It just can't go on like that. This country, it doesn't matter what happens. It's so difficult for Rangers to play in this country. Admittedly, we've got some youngsters in the team and some guys that haven't played at the level of football or non-football that you're up against. You're up against six. You know, you got a 5-3-2 or 5-3-1-1 or a 5-11 or something. You're 5-10. It's just mental what they play against Rangers, and it only happens against Rangers, in my opinion, only because that's the only team I watch anyway. But seriously, I agree 100% with everybody said that if that decision doesn't end up going Rangers' way, then there's something radically, seriously wrong. And I don't know what the SFA are going to do in the SPFL. I don't know, but somebody's got to do something because that's not on. Just not on. Sorry, guys.
No,
you were doing ever so well, Bridge. Mrs. Bridge will be so disappointed, didn't you? You feel better for getting off your chest?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, good mate. That's what we're here for. We're a self-help group, Denver, aren't we?
Oh, aye. You guys are my self-help group, that's for sure. There's no doubt I've been exiled here 5,000 miles away. You guys are my lifeline. You was the Rangers, I'll tell you. That's for sure. I love listening to you every day. You know, it's just great. I don't call in often enough, but aye, good stuff. I can't speak highly enough of you guys.
We like you too, Denver.
Oh, thank you very much. Maybe you could
Don't
tell-
get too
maybe
big
you
headed
could send
about it,
that back
Denver.
to the-
Don't get too big headed about it.
I know, but send that back to the folks in Bishop Briggs, because they keep telling me not to come back.
I think Bob just dropped out. Hopefully he'll be back with us. But listen, I think the point you made, hopefully we can get behind the manager. The south side, if we get another runner away from is bad, bad performances, bad results, of course there'll be pressure. But hopefully, as he gets players back and they get fresher, and our form looks as if it has improved, we're scoring goals. Igaman's been a shining light. Dessers has scored, is that 6 goals? And he came on as sub against Aberdeen, came on as sub against Man United, and two in a big games he scored 6 goals. It's, so you can't take that away from him. So we're short of centre halves, we know that. Will we do any business in the window? People started moving Dowell's away to Birmingham City on loan. Yeah, Dowell and Scott Wright. Oh dear, oh dear.
But Davis as well.
And David, jeez, they must love us. Right,
he says, I want to get in beside my wee pal Scott, because he used to do my hair for me.
Supposed to have been playing all right for a boy I was talking to.
Davis?
He said he knows a Birmingham season ticket holder, and he said he's been pretty good in the games he's been playing. So,
remember Dean? Remember we met? Remember in the Bruisers? Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, him last Friday, mate. Yeah.
Aye. So they're saying he's been playing all right, but aye, and hopefully we can fix a club up for Matondo. Since that deal fell through, hopefully we'll get him out the door and all, and it might free up money for us to maybe go for a target or two. Don't know what he's going to do with the boy Fernandez, where we'll see him for the next league game or something, possibly Ibrox against Ross County, or whether he'll stick with proper and NCR at the moment. We'll need to find out, but we've got him in there to utilise Ox.
He was stripped yesterday. He was stripped.
Aye. All right, I'd seen him warming up and all that.
No, when proper looked as if he had a knock. He was getting his instructions from our goalkeeper coach, but it really worries me.
Aye. So, it certainly is. Aye. So, aye, listen, we've added somebody, and hopefully we'll maybe be able to add another player or two, should maybe Matondo go and all. It would probably help. But if no, and we've got the one addition, then hopefully we'll get Suter back in the next few weeks, and he can return to the team. And then hopefully when we start to hit the away runs again, we can turn the form run. Because that's what we want them to do, is turn the form run and go on a run. And the only people that want them out the door, and probably moan is the ones that want them out the door, will probably want us to drop points or something. No, but at the end of the day, for me, hopefully in time, he'll get it right and we can get some of our first team players back, get Sterling fit, whatever's happened to him. He's our new Kemar Roof. And hopefully Suter will come back, and we know Balogun. I think Balogun might play the European game. I think that's just rest his injury, and hopefully he could maybe turn out. But should he know, we'll need to find another pair, and that's just the way it is at the moment due to injuries.
Denver.
Aye.
And you come.
Aye. I don't know that I would bring Shooter back. You know, I'd keep him on the bench. But that big Nasala, he's got a confidence. See when he's passing, see when you sit and watch his passing, he makes sure his passing's on the ball. You know, he gets his player. I like that big guy. I've been really surprised and delighted with him. And I'd keep him in. He'd be him and Proper as well. Proper in the last few games, he seems to have got it as well. You know, he seems to have got the act together. You know. So, you know, big Shooter, if he comes back, I'd keep him on the bench. I'd keep that big Nasala in.
All right. Bob Jer's back with us. You all right, Bob Jer?
Aye, brand new. Thank you.
All right. Listen, look, it's a results-driven industry. You don't win the games away from home volume. There will be pressure on the manager, right or wrong, and the managers always carry the can. That's football. Look what happened to Motherwell today. Motherwell sitting 5th in the league, and their fans are demanding things. Yeah, wow.
I feel bad for that guy. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Got into the semi-final of the cup, and he said he's fifth in the league, and he's been forced out of his job because of the abuse his family was getting. That's terrible. I think he'll no belong getting another job. Maybe get the Aberdeen job. It might be up for grabs. Maybe the Spurs job. The guy could be up for grabs. Yeah.
Motherwell's looking for a manager.
That's what we said.
Aye, that's right. Aye. Aberdeen could be looking for one shortly, I think.
You know, Kettlewell went to the Southside Stranger, sitting 5th in the league. Motherwell, yeah.
He said, well, I don't know, he said due to personal abuse and stuff, whatever, and he chucked it. I think that was like the headline I seen. Never really read into it.
Couldn't go to the games, the abuse they were getting.
So, I don't know what they expect at Motherwell, do you know what I mean? He's had a few up and down results, I think, but he seemed to have been doing all right with them. But this shows you he's chucked it, so it looks like he'll not be back. So, prudent him to go and find a new manager.
So who is it that's causing causing the bother? Is it a section, one wee section of the fans, or is it all the fans in the stand, for instance? Do they not like the manager?
They've lost to St Johnstone 2 weeks in a trot, haven't they?
Yeah.
So obviously they're seen as a bottom team in Scotland, but again, the big picture where they're sitting in the league, you've got to be careful what you wish for. Good guy, Stuart Kettlewell, good guy. Take that any way you want.
Yeah, I think it's shocking for him and the family. That shouldn't be happening in football. It shouldn't be happening in football that the families are getting berated like that. It's wrong. Fair enough. The manager's up there and he's big and ugly enough to look after himself and take it. I'm not, just say, I'm not having that. That's the way you go. But it's the Hammerman's family. Sorry, and no inside they get the stadium shouting and bawling at people's family. No, it's not right. It's just not right.
Yeah, well, we'll see what it takes us. Listen, ultimately, we're only interested in our end. What's your take on it, William?
Sorry,
William,
what did you say?
if somebody asks you, this is for Fox. Now, sometimes we have to get him. He has to go to HR himself. He sends himself to HR. We wonder sometimes, yeah. But he's come up with one, right, for you, just for you, William, yeah? Right. The way the game's changed and all the blocking that's going on, it's changed for people in the box. It seems to have crept back into the game. Should players be allowed to enter the 6-yard box when opposition teams have got a corner? This is Fox.
What do you mean?
Well, all the blocking that's going on, he's saying for the goalkeepers, can he come for the ball the way they're blocked?
Oh, that's terrible.
Aye.
I wouldn't allow that. If I was the referee, as soon as I seen a player where he's got no intentions of going for the ball, he just wants to block the goalkeeper, because it's happened to us. Happened to us recently, I think. And I just thought, that's terrible that they're allowing that. He's got no intentions of going, and these poor teams, these hammer throwers, they're intentionally putting somebody in there, say, right, you go and you step in the goalkeeper, and wherever the goalkeeper tries to move, you move in front of him. You get between him and the ball, and you just say, well, you're entitled to stand there. No, if I was refereeing, they wouldn't. It's ruining the game, if you ask me. They're taking the goalkeeper out of the game. I just wouldn't allow it, folks. I'd just get a free kick right away. I'd just tell them, if you're going to obstruct the goalkeeper, I'm going to give a free kick right away. So you'll have your corner, and you'll have nothing else. It'll be a free kick to the defending team.
And what he's saying is they shouldn't be allowed to enter the 6-yard box till the kick is took. So you can get in there as soon as it's took, but you can't be standing on the goalie's toes. It's not an old tricks outside, is it? Standing on the goalie's toes. I've never done it myself because I was a...
You liar.
Listen, you can see them doing it. You can see it all watching the Premiership and all that now. Some teams, I prefer it if four players would stand in a wee group outside there and then go and run in as the ball's getting flighted in. And you could pick an area where you're meant to be hitting and hopefully one of your players will header it. But defending it, happened to Liam Kelly at Hibs. he was sort of pushing the player out the road because he was standing right on top of him as they floated the ball. And
That was it.
Granted, he get nowhere near it, and he said in hindsight he should have stayed on his line, and he probably still might have got it. But in hindsight, he said he should have stayed on his line and maybe had a go for there and try and save it. But aye, they're all doing it. They're doing it over England. When you watch the games, it's no great to watch, I don't think. And I think then you've got to rely on VAR picking something up, because there is that much odd, and even players that don't even look at the ball, they're looking at the defender and the corners coming in, and they don't even know, they're just following a player just to grab him, stop him, block him, and that's all they're doing. And for me, that's a foul, because the player isn't watching the ball, he's playing the man, you know. And that's
I think it Hibs. Was that Gale that done it to our keeper?
But I've seen a lot of that.
England.
I think now you've got to rely on VAR picking something up now, because the boxes are that crowded now, and they're standing right in front of the goalkeeper. And usually you'd put a player in there to move him, but we're too busy doing zonal marking now, and we're not using players' own posts. So for me, it's daft. The two small players we've got in the park when they're playing Ridvan, and if Connor Barron's playing, or even Raskin, one of they two could go in the post each. That's what I think we should be doing, you know.
They post. Don't mention post, mate. I've had enough posts tonight.
Oh, Sir Stephen Davis used to do it, didn't he? He used to throw in the post.
We Ridvan, Barron, Raskin, mate. You'd ask them to build a pyramid, wouldn't you? But by the way, to be fair, Raskin won some amount of headers for us. Bridgeman, I don't know if you picked it up. He's always there. Yeah. Yeah,
great. And look, he's not a wee toty guy, Raskin. I don't think he's a wee toty guy around, because he's got a great spring, you know. And I think he gets up there, and he does enough for me. I'm not expecting him to win every high ball he goes in with. The only problem I think he's got is for jumping, is if he's up against somebody that's a bit bulkier than him, the guy will sort of bump into him and he'll bounce off him, you know, that kind of stuff. But other than that, just straight jumping. He's a really good jumper, and heads the ball a lot. I agree with you. I quite like him doing that, to be honest.
I don't know why, William. We've had a Facebook request to ask you to see Purple Burglar. I don't know why.
That's what?
For you to see Purple Burglar Alarm.
Purple Burglar Alarm.
Ah, see you go. You could say it. There you go. That's short name in the face.
I don't get that one.
There they are, mate. There they are. I'm glad I don't do social media. But there we go. Listen, Albert gave us a 7 yesterday away from home. Were you shocked at that, Southside? I know I fell off my seat. You know what he's like.
7? That's a bit high for Albert, but I'm saying that 3 goals away from him. They got a goal really out of just nothing, really. You know, a couple of mistakes, and I hit the post a couple of times, once themselves and once by us. But I thought we deserved the win, and probably maybe second half performance maybe tipped it up to a 7.
There you go.
You know.
Aye, there you go, mate. Aye, but Albert, a 7. That was high praise indeed. Shocked me. Listen, we talked about Iggerman. What you making of him, Denver? What you making of him?
Breath of fresh air. You know, a boy that you never know what you're going to get from him, but he's exciting player. What fascinates me is that a boy at that age and the build he's got, and yet the boys who we produce through our academy, they don't have the same build, you know. It just fascinates me. But exciting player, and he's only going to get better, Rox. Only going to get better.
Yes, I think so, mate. I think he's going to do something, land these stings and score magnificent goals and touches. And there'll be times where we'll be saying to him, he should have passed that, the easy ball was on. But I think I want him to keep doing what he's doing. Southside.
Aye, he's got the tricks and the flicks and all that, hasn't he? He showed a bit of maturity since he came in. They thought he would have to wait a year to see him, like the man, but he's come in and he's certainly a breath of fresh air, and he's contributing really well in the Ox, so that's what we're hoping for. We just develop him as a player.
Enjoy him, Bob Jerry. Enjoy him.
Well, I think his introduction was he came on as a substitute at that horror day at Park Hero earlier in the season there. And right away, everybody notices, says, oh, wait a minute, we've got a player here. Because he was skipping by them as though they weren't there. And he stuck out. And he's only got better since, and you'll only get better still. I love him. I think he's a terrific wee player. I thought he was brilliant in the second half, just with the wee flicks and tricks. And as Denver says, he can only get better. So here's something that we can keep a hold of the boy. Didn't sell him at a cut price if we've got to. We all know the club needs money, but if we're going to let a man go and share it for the right price.
Aye, crazy money.
I've got the boy out the door. I didn't want him to go out the door. I want him to play for Rangers.
We want him to enjoy him, mate. Obviously, you can't dictate crazy money, can you? But no, let's enjoy him. Yeah. What's your take on him, William?
Well, I like him. He's a special player. He's entertaining. He's powerful. He's a wee. It seems like a wee. I don't know what height he is, Ox, but he's a wee kind of, stocky, powerful type of guy, and he can hit a ball. He was playing a wee bit deep yesterday. I thought he played well. He had a good game. Playing a wee bit deep. I think he'd like to be up front and get some goals, but he did get some shots off. But their keeper had a good game, I thought. The keeper made a lot of good saves. I like him. We'll be lucky to hold on to him, I think.
He's still got 4.5 years of his contract, so we're in the driving seat. But I'm enjoying him. And listen, you'll never dictate crazy money, Bridge, if somebody comes in with an obscene offer. You know what it's like in football. But however, let's enjoy him and let's hope he's with us for a long time.
Yeah, I think. I put my hands up right now. I think we're odds on to lose Igamani, if not necessarily this month. I think summer. But if he keeps going the way he's going, people are seeing him. He's going out there and played in the Europa League against Man United and others, and he's proven to be a really good player at any game, any level of game, and he has been scoring goals. But obviously Dessa's picked up that thing and went and done it himself. But honest to God, I just can't see past him. I think he's an absolutely super player. I really hope he continues where he's going. But seriously, anybody with a bit of brains that's looking for an upcoming centre forward, there he's there. Of course, Rangers don't want to sell him for buttons. They'll be wanting quite a tidy sum of money for him, and probably the same with Yefty, because Yefty's no 100% matured into his position yet. So another 6 months, he'll probably be a completely different player again, a better player. I reckon that's the two players in our squad at the moment that people want to see and watch, and the Rangers will, if it comes, Rangers will punt them. Definitely, we've got to accept the good offers when they come in. None of this, we can't afford. No, we need to sell them, let them go, get the money in, and start again, and do it that way. That's what we need to do. And I don't want to see them going at all. I don't want to see anybody leaving Rangers. I love it, but seriously, we can't afford to not sell our players. And they're the two guys that are worth some money at the moment.
Oh, listen, the managers put value in our squad. That point that Albert makes at Denver's agreement. You've got you're getting Salas came from nowhere, who's a more experienced player than he was a month ago, who's played 4 or 5 domestic games in a row. You've got Conor Barron with his early season form. I know he's been off and maybe injured now. You've got Raskin, who's been a revelation in Denver. Then you've got Igaman, and you've got Diamandi, who's improving, and then you've got Jefty. There's value in the squad that wasn't there this time last year.
I did about it, Ox. The young guys you're talking about, they're exciting. We'll get rid of all the old dross out the team and hopefully stay out the team and we continue these young guys moving forward. young Jeffy, he's an exciting prospect. Hagamani, exciting prospect, and Nasala, just all good, strong boys who have come in and they've shown maturity beyond their years, and I'm loving it. I'm totally loving it. While I've got it in my head, I was thinking about Bridgman described Dessers a couple of months ago as Geordie Young, and that is the closest I can get to anybody to Dessers as Geordie Young. But anyway, and Bob Gia, you'll probably remember that as well.
Geordie Young.
Geordie Young was a centre half.
He was a centre half.
No, Geordie Young. No, who are you talking about? Bridgman. George McLean.
That's him, George McLean, yeah.
George McLean.
Sandy.
You described Dessers as Geordie McLean, and that was the closest I could think about for Dessers.
Well, I don't think, I'll be honest with you, mate, I've thought about it, and I don't think anybody comes close to Dessers with his brilliance and his ridiculous, mate. I don't know of anybody. Honestly, seriously, if anybody thinks, by all means, let us know. I don't know if you've debated it, Southside, on the bus, but it's mind-boggling at times.
He doesn't score a lot of goals with his head either, you know. The old way we think back to our strikers that have played. And as you say, if that was right, and he scored all more goals than some of the players, but a lot of the players won a lot more medals and have been a lot more successful at Rangers than Dessers has been so far. But he's one of the players. I just keep saying, Denver, his moments, now that's the only way I can sort of say, his moments in that jersey, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad, and that's what you get with him. But listen, he can handle the pressure. He's took the boo boys at Ibrox and he's had that treatment. And some players crumble, but he's come back. He's always got a smile on his face. That's what annoys you more sometimes when he has that miss and he just turns around and sort of smiles and you're like, you're smiling at, you're dafty. But listen, and I think he'll still score goals to the end of the season. And if he maybe play 2 at times up front, it might help him and he might score more goals. But 40 goals in 2 seasons so far in all competitions isn't bad for somebody with his sort of ones that he's missed and all. But listen, all strikers miss chances. You know, the day.
Would you let him go, Southside? Would you, if you got a bid in from this window, would you let him go?
I think if it was going to be, well, Ox asked me a couple of weeks ago, what would you want from him? And I said 4 million. Whether you would have got that from him or no, but I said 4 million. That was before he done his Man United goal and the goal yesterday. I still think he scores goals.
He wants 40 for him.
Listen, you take what you can. If a club's willing to offer, they'll look at his goal scoring record. But listen, I think we need him to contribute to the end of the season. And if a bid doesn't come in from him, then hopefully he'll start keep scoring goals, and then we'll see what happens in the summer. But we need more bodies and we need a wee bit more ability up front because we're going to lose Cherney. So we need to replace somebody like him who's contributed quite a lot this year with assists and goals, and we need to get another striker in the door that you're hoping that you can say he'll score every week. You'll get a feeling you're going to the games he should score. So we need to get a better striker in the door and all. Like maybe an all-round striker. More pace, more power, and there's going to be touches and that you want him to hold the ball up and stuff that Dessers sometimes isn't very good at.
I'll tell you my take on it, Denver. Listen, if you asked us 2 weeks ago, I think the majority of people would have said, look, it's time. He's come in and he's scored 6 goals rapidly for us. He's going to be 31 years of age this year, mate. So I think you've got to be sensible, and if an offer comes in, you've got to, and it's good for him and it's good for the club because he's a high earner for Scottish football. We've got to move him on. and it's just purely.
That's the way I see it, Ox.
He's going to be 31 years of age, and his value is going to plummet. If somebody wants to take a chance on him, it makes sense for me. Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly the way I see it, Ox.
You know, I don't want to get into the debate about his ability, but Bob J, I think you've got to be sensible about somebody's age.
Oh, you've got to be rational about it. Absolutely. I mean, like you say, you're not going to let the boy go for next to nothing. There's got to be a more than a reasonable amount of money for him. And he has proved the point. He has scored a lot of goals. He's missed a lot, I know, I grant it. But seems to got a wee bit of a monkey off his back this past week, the beggar. And hopefully he keeps on scoring goals meantime when he's here. Which begs the question with me, did any of you ever see Big Dandy McLean playing, aye?
Yes, we did. Of course we did.
That's why.
Aye.
Get away.
Me and South.
He was exactly the same. He would put it on the bar for 2 years and hit a volley for 30 years right in the back of the net. He was exactly the same. But well done, Cyril Dissers. Fantastic goal at Manchester. Fantastic goal yesterday. Have you been working on your fitness, etc., son? Good on you. But with the age factor, if a good what's the word I'm looking for, Ox? If a good offer comes in for him, yeah, you've got to bite the hand off him. Consider
William.
the age, aye.
William.
Aye, I think what you're saying, he's nearly 31.
Back end of the year, he's 31, mate, yeah.
We've got to let him go. We've just got to bite the bullet and let him go. I think if we get a half decent striker with the team we've got, who will provide a service, and you put somebody, I'd take Shankland. We might get him for nothing in the summer. I'd take him. He's a natural goal scorer in the domestic football. You know what's happened at Hearts? He wanted to go to Rangers. I get told, I was at that Rangers night out in January, and I get told that he was coming to Rangers, but Naismith put his foot down and he stopped it. He broke his heart. He wanted to come to Rangers because he's a Rangers fan. He thought that would be his last move.
Listen, in hindsight, I wish I had Shank on last season for his form, but he's miles behind Dessers this season, whether you like it or not. But also, if you're signing players, you get rid of one in age. Southside, why would you bring in one of similar age?
Aye, I know what you're saying. Well, you could probably bring him in and maybe a reduced wage or something. I don't know. Aye, but and listen, loads of players done it. Laudrup done it at Ibrox his last season. And that. You see players chuck it or no be as good as they had been. And Hearts have probably played different formations and different styles, and he's not played as out-and-out striker as well at times. But he's a goal scorer, and if you don't lose that talent, that's one thing you don't lose. But listen, it's all right saying we need to get rid of Dessers and all that. But then we need to bring somebody in that's going to guarantee you that he's going to bang you in 20-odd goals a season straight away, because that's what Dessers is doing. He's done it his first season, and he'll probably accomplish it in his second season. And it's one of the hardest things to do. He's got a lot of deficiencies in his game and stuff that he's not instinctive. He doesn't go and chase the ball in the box, doesn't find spaces where he thinks the ball might bounce. Doesn't sometimes run the channels as much, maybe into a space and stuff. You know his limitations. He's no good in the air when the ball's getting punted up and he's got a defender. He actually doesn't even jump. I've watched him many a time at Ibrox for where I sit. The high ball comes, he just turns around, looks at the player coming behind him or right behind him, and doesn't even really jump. You know, he doesn't. But that's just Dessers. But like you say, he has moments like Old Trafford and Aaron Bettis and yesterday when that was some finish, you know. Don't take that away.
Aberdeen, the goal against Aberdeen, the third one.
Aye. So and even the third goal he scored against Fraserburgh for that tight angle, because like you say, he misses easier ones than that, and he managed to put that in. He has moments, and he'll continue to have moments as long as he's getting picked in a Rangers jersey.
Aye. Listen, we've reached that time of the evening. Great to hear from you all. Last word to the one and only Bob J.
Oh, fantastic discussion tonight about everything about the last week. Ox, a wee question before I go. Do we have to win here on Thursday to go through?
No.
We don't? Right, okay.
No.
That's fine, I thought that. Anyway, a big week coming up for the team. We've got this European game on Thursday against Union Saint-Germain, and good luck to the laddies. And Cyril Dessers put the ball in the net again. Good night, boys. We are the people.
Right, Bob, dear.
William?
Aye, great show tonight. Folks, I've enjoyed it on with all these legends. Bob Jer coming in there. Great show. Keep up the good work, you guys. You do a great job for all the Bears listening all around the world. It means a hell of a lot to us, I can tell you. Bears I talk to, it means a hell of a lot to them. So just keep it up, keep doing it. Okay, thanks for taking my call.
Cheers,
I'll
mate.
speak to you again soon. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
The one and only Denver Bear.
Just to thank you all for keeping us on the loop here. You've no idea how much it means to us, guys. And just to let you know, I'm no deed and I'm alive and well living in Denver. So take care, guys, and all the best to the Glasgow Rangers.
Cheers, mate. Great to hear from you. Southside.
Aye, thoroughly enjoyed the show tonight with the legend, Bridgeman. It's good to hear Denver phone in. No heard them for a while, so good to hear you in Denver. Obviously, William and Bob Gia. But aye, it's always the same, mate. We've got a victory, and now we're going to the European campaign on Thursday night. So looking forward to that at Ibrox. They've done quite well, that Union mob. They've accumulated quite a few points in the last few games that they've played. I think they've got 8 or 9. So should be, hopefully we're at home and we'll get the 3 points. So looking forward to that. So as always, thanks for having us on. There's only one team and one crown.
Yeah. Legend, Mr. B.
What can I say? Marvellous night tonight, Oxtair. Tremendous people phoning in. Great chat. Absolutely superb chat. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well. Can I just say a big thank you to yourself and your techie boys in the background. A big shout out to Southside for carrying me through this evening. And wonderful to hear from Denver Bear. Absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant to hear them. Can I just say, biggest game of the season coming up on Thursday. Biggest game of the season. Everybody, get your pin on it. I'm going for a 1-0 for the Rangers, and I'll be there. Everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us all the way. They need us.
Well said, Bridge. Listen, can I thank Bob here? Of course, Stuart William, who's great with the gags. He'll get me for that one. Listen, great to hear from William also. But a special shout out to the one and only Denver Bear, who we always enjoy when he's on. Thanks to Southside and Bridgeman for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals in the background, even though Fox has been sent to HR immediately. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.